Hey, this is the Prophet with Nick Black. It's time to chit chat. You know nothing about blockchain. We here to fix that. You want the news on them new stocks? This where you get that. So go and grab you a nice chair. It's time to sit back and talk to Prophet. Hey, hey, you talking to the Prophet? Hey, hey. We talking condos and nice clothes and driving Lambos. I remember them night codes, we couldn't stand those. We tried to drive on them house roads, but had to stay low. Now there's solutions to hard bills we couldn't pay for. I talked to Prophet to get some profit, we couldn't change the top. If it's a stock and I need a cop it, I wait for him to drop it. Ain't no option, let's get it poppin'. We chillin' in the trap. I need some crypto, put it in my pocket by any means I rock. This is the Prophet with Nick Black.
Buenos dias.
You know nothing about blockchain. We here
Let's see.
You want the news on the
Lots of cool crypto crap going on. For those of you with leverage, got your ass kicked. Don't take on leverage in crypto, you fucking dummies. You don't need to. Isn't it enough to get like an average of 2 to 3 to 400% every year? Diego, ¿qué onda? Isn't 2 to 300% a year enough? Why you guys to get leverage? What is it that you only see who's swimming naked when the tide goes out? So yeah. So we're going to talk about, let's see. What are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about Near getting listed. We're going to talk about Coinbase would have made more money from just buying Bitcoin. We're going to talk about, we got some cool news stuff. Let's see. Let's go over here and play some cool little music while we chill, while we say hello to everyone. I'm going to start over here. Let me, by the way, and Antonio, I know he's out there. I can't open the room. That's why I made you a co-moderator, so you can open the room. I don't know what to tell you. Maybe we just will have no exposure to Clubhouse, which wouldn't hurt anybody's feelings. Clubhouse is a freaking cesspool of dumbness. I like it when now that news articles are quoting shit off of Clubhouse. Clubhouse is a fucking dumpster. You don't learn anything on Clubhouse. All you learn is that your day has been melted away. Clubhouse is a fucking shit show. You want to learn something? Go to the Discord. You want to learn something? Go to the fucking library. Don't go to Clubhouse. All right. Go to Theta. You want to learn something? Go to Theta. How about that? Suckers. All right. Let me say hello. So we got some cool new peeps. So Theta's been really cool. We've been developing a really cool group over in Theta. Let me say hello to Javonda Holloway, LabTech, Lisa B, Putu 300, Marcusser, Eli Bouzois, Malik. I'm going to get a lot of these wrong, but it is what it is. OJSM, Andre iCoins. Oh, that's cool. Andre Coins. Just, yeah. Klaus, Towerfit, Dinari, yeah. Rock BST. Oh gosh, Origrios. TC Babas, Sisbab. Not gonna happen. Cabeza de Termo Biotech Breakout, Spirella. What up? Sniper Princess in the house. Virulu, Fishing Magician, Baykeeper Belinda. Get involved. Solid Gold. Oh, I like that. Solid Gold. I like the cat too. ADJ, SGO TV, WVS, Bimps, and all the cat stuff's awesome. I have an awesome cat. She is part Lynx. I think you've seen she's part Lynx, half serval. So she's kind of domesticated, kind of. S2K Hobo, CC Brown, Scorpion. So hello to all of the peeps over on Theta, and welcome to all of you that are new. Claire Smith, Mixie, 0JK. Man, sometimes when you guys have names that have a lot of letters and numbers in them, it's not going to happen. Okay, let me say hello. Somebody was like, why do you go through and say hello to everyone? You don't like it? You don't like it? Fuck off. I don't care. I recognize everybody that's willing to take some time out of their day and hang out with us. I think that's fair. Let me say hello to Gordon. Gordon, what up, man? Okay, Joe Fernandez, la primera persona aquí in YouTube. Emmanuel, what's going on? Sylvia. Oh, that's a good question. You know what? We may attack that first, but let me keep going. Scott, Patsy, Blue, Brady, of course. Biotech Breakout over here as well. Ella Paul, Scott Hill. I know Scott's in here somewhere. Candace, what up, Candace? Wojtek, what up, man? Dubai Money in the house. Diego, of course. JJ, the original Scott. But then there's two Scotts, and you're both original. No Scott is better than any other Scott. You're both equal Scots. Let's see. S2K Hobo over here as well. Yeah, the earnings report for Coinbase was pretty crazy. Philippe, what's going on? And let me say hello to Michael Murphy across the pond. Let me say hello to... Oh, what up? What up? Are you guys still in Florida? Let's see. Clue, JR, Jeffrey. What up, Jeffrey? Yeah, Grandma. She's on that. She's on that pipe. To that pipeline. Is this a rant? This is not a rant. We haven't even ranted yet. Let's see. Jerry, what up, Jerry? Jerry and I were just chatting. Tom, let's see. Amsterdam coffee. Amsterdam, right? Pablo, Frank, Demayan, and some of these names invariably I'll say twice. This is what it is. Okay, and to all of you over at the that which is Clubhouse, being faithfully manned by Antonio. And so, yeah, listen, if you're listening on Clubhouse, get off of Clubhouse. Go over and watch it so you can see all the stuff we got on screen. We got all sorts of cool stuff on screen, but you can't see any of those cool things, right? So you want to see them. Okay, let's see. Barno, service in and out here. Yeah, gosh. Well, that's Florida, right? Florida. Okay, so we will talk about some news. We'll talk about some scoring. There are a couple of things that I think are important, but the greatest one was anybody who had leverage is probably a little bit nervous right now. You were especially nervous last night. You don't need leverage in crypto, man. You already have leverage. The whole world is rushing in here. What else do you need? Do you need all the money, or can't you just have most of the money? Is most of the money not enough? Are you not amused? Does this not amuse you? Oh, God. Okay, so let's go to our little commercially break. Hey, at some point, we might even have a sponsor. Can you imagine? Right now, our sponsor is, I guess, crypto, Bitcoin. It's been a good sponsor. Okay, we'll run our little opening thing, and then we'll come back, and we'll start going through the news bits. And, yeah, we'll go from there. Okay, as we're looking, we is back. And as we were looking at Pro Cointelegraph, which is just their upgraded service, which you just pay a bunch of money for. But you know what? It is cool because I like getting all the news and stuff in one spot. And so what I do is when I have Coin Alert give me an alert to look at something, I go on here and I look at and I take a look compared to other assets where it's floating around. So yeah, okay. Yes, there was some price damage last night. Leon, what's going on, buddy? There was some price chaos last night. There was a lot of things, little bitty things, but the biggest one is that a lot of the stupid coins are moving right now. Be very careful. Be very careful what you invest in. If you cannot explain it, don't own it. You're like, yeah, I get it. No, you don't get it. You guys are taking way too many risks. It's cool when it's going up. Then you have days like this and you guys are fucking panicking. I don't want to hear your shit. I don't want to hear anybody fucking whining. If you got beat up because of leverage or your shitty token that's fucking going straight up that has no fucking value on the whole planet, is getting punished, fuck you. You deserve it. And at some point, you guys and I don't mean, I'm sure everyone here is not in this situation. This is to the people that might listen to this video later with the parental warning on it. Stop buying shit you can't explain. Stop. Fucking dummies. What's wrong with you? Can you explain Bitcoin? Yeah. Good. Own it. Bitcoin went down by 2%. Who gives a shit? It's nothing. It's fucking dust. But if you own all of this stupid shit that's just going up and you own it because it's going up, no. You use the price or the volume or the trading volume and changes to alert you to stuff. And then you go do your research. You still don't own shit you can't explain. Now, good. There you go. That's not even really a rant. That's common sense. This should be common sense to everyone. If you can't explain it, don't own it, fucking dummies. I looked at my portfolio, and if there's stuff I can't explain, to myself at least, I should not own it. Don't chase green candlesticks. It's a fool's errand. Okay, a couple of interesting bits of news. FTX does ink the deal with the Miami Heat. They were going back and forth with the city. So FTX Exchange, by the way, the guy that runs that exchange, basically no one really knows who he is. His name is Sam. He's like the second richest billionaire in crypto. He's worth like 5 times what sleazy CZ is worth. Everybody's like, CZ ain't shit. All right? This guy Sam will buy and sell his ass 5 times. The Winklevoss brothers, the twins, the Winklevi, they will buy and sell CZ over and over. Each one of them is worth twice what that sorry piece of shit's worth. CZ ain't shit, dude. And he's on the run. Oh, what a douche. Okay. Kraken clients, Kraken the exchange, have staked over $1 billion in Ethereum. Can you imagine? $1 billion in Ethereum in the 2.0 contract. You know what that means? They don't get it back until 2.0 launches. Do you know what that means? They may not get it back. So they may have to spin off some wrap token to compensate these people. So you get the staking rewards, right? But your original token is stuck. Ethereum's got some stuff they got to solve. Chili's still in the news. They haven't announced a partnership with a sports entertainment company. And they just launched, PSG, I think, just launched their fan token on Chili's. So that's kind of interesting for those of you that follow soccer and all that kind of stuff. Great. Cool. As far as that's concerned, the only things I thought were interesting, KuCoin, it had a rough day yesterday, but it picked back up. A lot of Twitter volume, a lot of trading volume, and decent price action. They're up 20%, so they kind of shrugged off the beating. Why is that interesting? Exchange tokens are interesting, and when you mix exchange tokens with a good social presence, social media presence, sometimes you can get some good things going. Is Kraken good for staking flow? Good question, Cabeza de Termo. Actually, that's such a good question. I'm going to copy it, and I'm going to make it a question. Ah, crap. No. All right, anyway, is Kraken good for staking flow? No. Because if you're in America, you can't. It's an on-chain staking thing. I was just looking at that, and Americans can't do it. That's frustrating. Hoop and Tony, expat Matt, what's going on? Yeah. Oh, and did I say hi to Tom? Well, hello to Tom. Okay. Let's see. Dogecoin to $1. Hello, Crypto Gamer 420. Kingston Dude, what up, McNabb? Yeah. So no, if you're an American, unfortunately, staking flow at Kraken sucks. And actually, I'm going to be honest, staking flow with flow sucks. It says anywhere between 4 and 20%. 4 is what we're getting. It's the absolute worst, dumpsteriest staking. I'm actually looking for other places to stake other than flow, because staking it directly with flow has been kind of a fail. Which sucks, because I think the token is cool, and you just had that huge investment among the investors. Will Smith, Michael Jordan just came in. What is Flow? Think Dapper Labs. What is Dapper Labs? Think NBA Top Shots, UFC, baseball's coming to Top Shots, all that kind of stuff. So they got a lot going on. Sucks though. Okay, Spirella, Americans can't buy Audius. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. Open up a Gate account, gate.io, and also you can trade into it on Uniswap or 1inch. I think 1inch is better if you're going to trade into it. So yes, you can absolutely own it. You can't buy Audius through normal exchanges, but you can definitely get it through gate.io. And there is a link in the description, which will get you 20% off your trading fees, which is super dope. Okay, cool. Yeah. It's not really an affiliate link exactly, but I think we all get like discounts on our fees, which is dope because I do a lot of stuff over it. Gate is awesome. I grab stuff on Gate, throw it somewhere else. Grab it, throw it somewhere else. Don't leave it on there. That's silly. Okay. Let's talk about some news. What's first in the news? Coinbase would have earned $2 billion just buying Bitcoin with its seed money. Isn't that funny? I mean, it's unfair to kind of judge them from that, but it's kind of interesting. They came out with their earnings yesterday. They crushed it. My guess is this is going to be a big listing. April 14th is going to be a big day, and I think it's a big day for the whole crypto space. Say what you will about Coinbase, but they move the needle, right? And as much as I used to be frustrated at Coinbase for them saying this and saying that, remember their stupid ass giveaway they did, the 12 days of Christmas? We're going to give you guys gifts. And the gift was like, we'll explain to you what staking is. Explain to me. That's not a gift, dummy. Give me something. Give me Christmas coin. Fucking make something up, dummies. Anyway, that was a big letdown. And the whole thing back then was like, we need to list XRP. Come on, man, list XRP. And then we got our dream. Our dream came true. And then what? XRP shit the bed. It hasn't moved. It's still not. It still hasn't even touched. Every other token blew past its all-time highs. XR crap. All right, let's keep it going. Coinbase would have earned $2 billion just by buying Bitcoin with its seed money, the largest cryptocurrency. 200% CAGR presents a serious challenge to even most successful crypto business strategies. The United States' biggest crypto exchange would have made more money by simply buying and holding Bitcoin in 2013. Data circulating on social media reveals despite Coinbase's 800 million profits in Q1 of 2021, the company would still be richer. Yeah, well, if my aunt had balls, she'd be my uncle, right? Yeah, we'd all be richer if in 2013 we put all our money in Bitcoin, right? So this is a bit disingenuous, but it's fun to poke fun at rich people. The company would still be richer had it used its seed funding cash to buy Bitcoin. However, you can't use your seed funding to buy Bitcoin. That's like your company gets funded and you go out and buy some stock from another company. No, man, you can't do that. There are rules. Coinbase profits lose out to 2013 hodlers. Yeah, the 6 people that are left. Ahead of its initial public offering on April 14th, Coinbase reported bumper revenue this week at $1.8 billion. Q1 outperformed the entirety of 2020. Yeah, of course. So every asset went sky freaking high. The numbers became an instant talking point as market participants weigh up the likely impact of the IPO launch, which I think will be a big deal. Other IPOs, including the recent Deliveroo sale, sparked sell-offs. Amid sky-high valuations and the associated buzz, however, it appears that all Coinbase had to do in order to outperform was to buy Bitcoin. Specifically, the exchange's 30 million seed funding in 2013 would be worth up to $2 billion had it converted to BTC at the time. Well, guess what? Every one of us could have taken our entire life savings in 2010 and put it in Bitcoin. And guess what? We'd all be the richest people on earth too. So, respectfully, who wrote this? Respectfully, William Suberg. Fuck off, dude. Get the fuck out of here. You've obviously never run a company. You can't take fucking investor seed money and go buy some random ass token, you fucking dummy. What a dipshit. We continue. The numbers became instant talking point, blah, blah, blah. Specifically, the exchange's 30 million seed. Okay, by contrast, Coinbase's lifetime profits total to date are estimated to be somewhere between 780 million and 1.3 billion. Okay, Coinbase is going to list publicly in less than 10 days and reported blowout numbers today, 800 million in profit, 1.8 billion in revenue, blah, blah, blah. Sounds great, but imagine how much they'd be worth if they had their profits in Bitcoin instead of dollars. Again, a stupid comparison That's unrealistic. If all of us had a time machine, I'm sure we'd be doing a lot better than we are now. Because common sense, dummies. All right. As Cointelegraph reported, Bitcoin's compound annual growth rate is top 200%. Yeah, you know what else is top 200%? Every asset in the top 20, except XRP. But all the other ones. Man, God, it's easy to shit on XRP owners. But you know what? If you did this, you did good. If you rode the XRP nightmare train into that FLR token Flare, which is the shittiest, scammiest fucking. If you launch a token, anybody, Expat Matt, Hoop and Tony, Phil, if any of you, Wojtek, any of you launch a coin right now and you get any kind of media following, guess what? Flare will come along. They'll do a big press thing and they'll say, we're going to wrap that token. We're going to wrap Phil token. We're going to wrap Hoop and Tony token. It's going to be a big deal. DeFi. Shut the fuck up. Go read. You want to laugh? You guys want to giggle at some childish third grader written bullshit? Go check out the Flare white paper. It looks like it's part of a 6th grade science fair. You know how bad those are. You like walk through there and you're like, cool, it's a volcano. Yeah, it's that. It's that bad. It looks like it's written by uneducated half-tards. You read that shit, and you'll see why I mock the people at Flare. And you know what they are? They are the DeFi version of Justin Sun. Justin Sun, anything that gets popular. So if Flare token if Flare wrapping Hoop and Coin becomes a big deal, then what's going to happen? Here, let me put this up. Hoop and Coin incoming. So if Hoop and Coin gets wrapped by Flare, we'll call it F Hoop and Coin. Then Tron will come out and say they're doing a wrapped coin, Hoop and Coin. They're going to have a whole Hoop and Coin ecosystem because none of them have original thoughts. None of them do their own shit. None of them give a fuck what happens to the crypto space. They just want to milk you. Anyway, that being said, so if you'd taken your XRP and you sold it right after the Flare deal, you get the free Flare tokens. That's cool. High five. Sell them as quick as you get them because they're going to go to dust because, again, zero utility, zero use, zero adoption. Great. The only reason the token has any value right now on Bitrue is because everyone sold all theirs and there's none left. Basically, everybody's just sitting on them. Anybody who was smart sold it into Bitcoin and rode that up in even any coin you basically put it in, unless you put it back in XRP, you did great. And actually, if you, at the right time, I mean, going back in time, if you took your Flare money, which is, I think I sold it for like 30 or 40 cents. And at that time, I just dumped it into Cardano and that worked out. So, but if you had bought, let's say you could have caught the bottom of XRP around 18 cents, then you got a 5.5x, almost a 5.5, like a 5.2x, right? So that's kind of cool. 5.2x. Yeah. So there you go. All right. Oh my God, Ron. I hate him the way Nazis hate everyone else. I hate him the way we hate Nazis. That's how much I hate him. We're just gonna deal with it. Okay. Bitcoin supply shortage stays real. So this is actually pretty interesting. This gets to a greater question. Jerry and I were on a call yesterday. We were talking about the available Bitcoin supply and that the story still isn't getting out there that there's, if we start a Ron coin, let's start a Ron coin. Let's raise enough money to buy his house and boot him out. Beat it, Ron. And then we'll just turn the whole thing into a studio for podcasting. F Ron. That's right. Because if we have a Ron coin, guess who's going to, you said it right, Jeffrey. Guess who's going to come? The idiots at Flare, and they're going to wrap Ron coin. F Ron. Okay. Bitcoin supply shortage stays real. Boyapati was touching on another more controversial aspect of Coinbase's business model to come to light this year. For its success, executives have always chosen to hold a fairly modest amount of Bitcoin. To be fair, they're not supposed to hold these assets. They're supposed to move these assets. The only reason they would hold is to keep liquid markets, but they're not supposed to be gambling. You know, when I was in the gold business, we didn't hold a bunch of gold. We sold gold. It's not our job to speculate on the price. It's not our job to hold silver, platinum, palladium, rhodium, ruthenium. Nope. It's our job to sell it as fast as we can. Coinbase's job is not to speculate on the market. So, Boyapati, you're a dummy. All right. According to its recent filings with U.S. regulators, the exchange owns 4,486 Bitcoin. By contrast, this idiot notes, newcomer MicroStrategy, despite not being an exchange, has bought in excess of 91,000. Yeah, because it's an investment. Because their business was broken. Because Michael Saylor knows this is the only way to protect his assets. Right? You take all your money out of cash because cash is dust. Zac Efron, Dubai Money, good one. Oh, Jesus Christ. Flair was thinking about wrapping Ada. Dear God, man. Oh, yeah, I'm going to dump it. Here's what I'll do. They'll probably do it. If they did something like that, they did an airdrop, I would find a way to contract with someone and try to sell my Flare before the airdrop. Okay. So let's see. It's almost as if Coinbase doesn't even believe in the industry in which they're one of the biggest players. Okay. Again, he's an idiot. An exchange's job is to create liquid markets and to keep free-flowing capital in and out of those markets. It is not to speculate. If you think it's the job of the exchanges to speculate, then they're becoming investment facilities, right? That's not what their job is. You fucking dummies. That's not their job. Their job is not to speculate. On this one, whatever your fucking name is, you're an idiot. I'm not going to pronounce his name because I don't want anybody looking him up and giving him kudos and accidentally subscribing to his shitbag fucking Twitter. Anyway, it's almost as if Coinbase doesn't believe in the industry. They believe in it. They believe in it real well. They're all billionaires. They believe in it a lot. If it wasn't for Coinbase, none of us would be here. You guys realize that. There wouldn't be a Binance if there wasn't a Coinbase. You think CZ got the idea on his own? Fuck no. Just like everything they do, it's a copy and paste. CZ is just the first Flare, just a better version of it. Okay. Not everyone was convinced. Eric Voorhees, founder of crypto exchange service Shapeshift. I like Eric, by the way. Eric is smart. Eric is sharp. I don't agree with everything he says, but if you guys ever go look up Eric Voorhees, listen to him speak, Eric, be smart. Eric knows what's going on. He argued that Coinbase's contribution to the cryptocurrency phenomenon made it incomparable to MicroStrategy. It is incomparable. MicroStrategy didn't make Bitcoin. Coinbase made Bitcoin for honestly, for the rest of us. And who started this run? PayPal, not MicroStrategies. PayPal beat him by 6 months. Go look at the numbers last year. PayPal started this run. PayPal in June 19th, if I believe my own mind. June 19th, PayPal started this. MicroStrategies jumped on board, good on him, but PayPal, I know we all hate PayPal. I fucking hate PayPal, but you know what? PayPal did this. You want to high five someone? Go high five Roger Ver, Brian Scummy Armstrong, and PayPal. And guess what? PayPal continues to move the needle because they're onboarding 24 million merchants. That ain't nothing. It's not nothing. I'm not sure how I'm supposed to say that. Anyway, imagine holding MicroStrategy in higher esteem than Coinbase. The latter struggled for 8 years to build the most successful Bitcoin company in the world, serving 50 million people. Dude, Coinbase is for reals. Guess what? It's the only equity I'm going to own. Say, that's crazy. Why would you own equities? Because I'm a dummy and because I have about a small amount of money that's sitting in an E-Trade account from a company that I bought because John McAfee was like, these guys are going to be mining Bitcoin. And all they did is steal from all of us. They literally stole from everyone. It's a big fucking scam. But anyway, they stole all our money. And what's left, I think I have like $2,200 left in there. So guess what I'm going to do? Probably buy three or four coin shares. Isn't that weird? We're buying shares of coin. We go to Coinbase to buy tokens. Okay. So Yeah. Meanwhile, data on Wednesday showed a conspicuous spike in exchange outflows this week, a sign that long-term holding and overall interest in buying Bitcoin is growing fast. Yes, but exchange outflows, there are different ways to look at exchange outflows. It's not simply that people don't always think that outflows from exchanges mean that people are cold storing Bitcoin. There are a couple of other reasons that happen. Sometimes you're spreading risk to other exchanges, and sometimes you're trading, you're going out into stable coins to stabilize your equated nominal to fiat value. Does that make sense? So it's not always that every token that leaves an exchange goes into cold storage, but it's probably 80%. So there's not a lot of Bitcoin left. Probably about 2 million, maybe a little bit less. My guess is by the end of this summer, let's give it late August, we are less than 1 million Bitcoin available on the entire planet human. Less than 1 million in the entire earth. Do you know what JP Morgan, was it JP? There was an analyst. I don't think I have it in here. Maybe I do. Hold on. Oh, yeah. It's a Bloomberg report. We're going to get to that in a second. 400,000 is where they think Bitcoin's going. Take a minute, sit back, quit looking at your shitty fucking altcoins for a second. A $400,000 Bitcoin. A $400,000 Bitcoin. I'll say it 2 or 3 times so it can sink in. A $400,000 Bitcoin. Maybe it doesn't come this year, but it's coming to a cryptocurrency near you. Oh, I have Scamcoin. I have Shitcoin. I have Flarecoin. I have Tron. I have all this other fucking stupid shit. No, man. Make sure that a significant portion of your portfolio, not advice. Yeah, actually, it is advice, fucking dummies. It's common sense. Half of your portfolio should be Bitcoin. If it's not, you are a fucking retard. I don't care who that bothers. If all of your assets are in these gambling coins, and trust me, we're gambling. Guess what? My favorite token is Cardano. It's gambling. All of us are gambling. The only thing that you're not gambling on, you own Ethereum, you're in a casino, motherfucker. You're gambling. You own Cardano? Cool. I like Charles. Cool beard guy. Nice fucking birds. We're gambling. All of us. Polkadot. Oh, clearly fucking gambling. None of the Polkadot team is ever even lucid. You know these dudes are so fucking high. You want to know how crazy the crypto space gets? You think anyone is sober in the whole crypto space? You're fucking crazy. You're crazy. Go into the Discord and ask Leroy. Leroy, what do you remember from Puerto Rico, from some of those parties? Just ask him. I bet there's part of his memory that is not even there. Just from being in the area where all of the different smokes are wafting by. What do they call that? Situational high, state high. I don't drink or do anything, and so I stay at a distance. But like proximity high, I don't know what it is. Anyway, point is, the crypto space and the dudes at Polkadot, oh my God, these dudes party. Gavin, he might never be sober. We're waiting for this dude to save the world. Get the fuck out of here, man. We're gambling all the way down the list. Oh, I own Tether. Guess what? You're gambling. Stable coin, bitch. Do you know that Arthur Hayes just turned himself in yesterday? Yeah, April 6th in Hawaii to federal authorities to let him out on a $10 million bond. All of the executives that were managing literally all of them, every single person involved in the management of Tether is either been arrested, is getting arrested, or is being chased by the U.S. federal authorities right now. Arthur Hayes, Mr. Come and get me. Bitch, they just got you. How about that? How about that, Arthur? Go fuck yourself. You know what, though? I like Arthur because he basically told the system this. He ran a counterfeiting operation. These dickheads ran a counterfeiting operation, and they got away with it. What does he care? Oh, $10 million. They fucking light it on fire. We made billions. with this counterfeiting operation that you now put the stamp of approval on, you dummies. Anyway, good on him. But yeah, he turned himself in. He was wearing shackles yesterday. So let him out a $10 million bond. Good for him. Will we see him again? It's unlikely. He wants to do a satellite. See, that he didn't turn himself in. He negotiated this. He was not willing to turn himself in New York. Why? Because they wouldn't have let him go. One of the other executives is like, fuck all of you. I'm not going nowhere near the United States. I'm not going into the international waters. I'm not going anywhere where they have extradition. Doesn't matter. You're gambling. There is Bitcoin, and then there is gambling. And if you own any other asset and your mission in life is not to convert back to Bitcoin, cool, but you're a gambler. I'm gambling. I'm gambling like a mofo. But my goal is to get back to Bitcoin. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Counterfeiting, piracy, copyright infringement are all big problems in the digital realm. This is kind of a cool article. We're going to go off course here a little bit. Let's talk NFTs. Are we just scratching the surface when it comes to what NFTs are capable of? Counterfeiting, piracy, and copyright infringement are all big problems in the digital realm. Could turning products into NFTs help solve these issues? So I've thought for a while that provenance, certification, anti-counterfeiting are all cool areas. This is the thing. NFTs, to me, do what a lot of these other quasi-protocol layers intend to do. If NFTs start becoming, and as I read this article, it'll probably make more sense to you, but if the NFT space evolves the way I imagine it might, where does that leave VeChain and things like that? I don't know if it leaves space for these companies. Anyway, since bursting into mainstream consciousness in 2021, well, I don't know about that. NFT has been around for 3 years. And even being the subject of a parody on Saturday Night Live, which was funny, by the way, which they are selling. They're selling the NFT, by the way, of their parody of NFTs. Non-fungible tokens have become best known for serving as a vehicle for digital art. Yes. And layups and three-pointers and things like that. Although this application is revolutionary in itself, many crypto enthusiasts believe the industry is only scratching the surface when it comes to developing compelling use cases for non-fungible tokens. One of the biggest challenges when buying and selling goods in an online era concerns authenticity. In recent years, several luxury brands have been exploring whether blockchain technologies could help clamp down on counterfeiting. As the journalist Tim Phillips wrote in his book, Knockoff, there's some dope ass knockoffs. Listen, real quick, sidebar. You guys want some badass shoes. I don't know if anybody here is into Gucci or Louis Vuitton. Maybe this is making me dickish, but I'm going to go with it. I like Gucci shoes. Because I like that style, that kind of old school Adidas shoe, which I have a lot of Adidas. But when you want to class it up, if you want to wear nice clothes, Adidas is not always enough. You need the logo. I know. Yes, it sounds awful. How dare. I'm very materialistic. I get it. You need the logo. People will take you seriously with the logo. So you can go spend $1,000 on a pair of Gucci, or you can go to a thing called We Replica, and you can spend $180, $190, and they look so good. I'm not sure they're replicas, but they're same thing. They're bespoke. They craft it for your foot and everything, dude. They are awesome. They're so good. Maybe I shouldn't say this. They're so good that you can go and return them at Gucci and they will give you money. Again, I'm not telling you to do anything. I'm just telling you, if you like cool shoes, there are options. And how does that relate to this? Because, man, knockoffs are so good that you cannot tell. Anyway, let me continue. Tim Phillips wrote in his book, Knockoff, The Deadly Trade in Counterfeit Goods. And it is deadly. These are like gangs and stuff. Copycat versions of practically anything can be manufactured. See, sometimes they're copycats. Sometimes they go out the back door. You know that a lot of this stuff is made in factories that have kind of loose gates, we'll call it, loose cages. Anyway, including prescription drugs and car parts. Yeah, that's where I'd be a little bit uncomfortable. I'm not putting car parts. I'm not putting fake McLaren parts on a car, and I'm not using fake prescription drugs. But if you give me some swap meet Louis and it looks good, good, feels good on my feet, Guess what? The difference between real Louis and fake Louis, there is none. No one squints at your shoes and goes, wait a minute, that's 1 millimeter too. Shit. You get out of a Lamborghini, do you think anyone questions your fucking shoes? No. They don't even ask how you are. No one says, how do you do in LA? They say, what do you do? Oh God, LA chicks. Anyway, I continue. This isn't a problem that's restricted to physical products, as digital items have their own host of issues to contend with, given how easily information can be disseminated online. Creators facing an uphill struggle when it comes to protecting their copyright. So this is a big deal. Copyright protection is tricky. Photographs that can be worth thousands of dollars to license can be copied, pasted, and redistributed to anyone in a few clicks. This is true, depriving the creator of revenue with little consequence. This is also true. And even though the advent of streaming services has helped tackle some lingering concerns about piracy, this isn't an issue gone away entirely. Estimates from the Global Innovation Policy Center, GIPC, suggested in 2019 illegal views of movies and TV shows resulted in the loss of $29.2 billion in revenue, and that was just in the US. Well, how are we supposed to pay Daniel Craig his $150 million for the James Bond film that he didn't want to film? It's funny, like, we'll give you $10 million. No, I'm not doing another film. I'm not being Bond one more time. $100 million. Talk to my people. But no. 150. When do we start shooting? I'm not going to be James Bond. Bitch, if the suitcase is big enough, and the thing is, he's the best James Bond. I don't care about nostalgia. I've watched them all. From the movies that were around before I was even alive, which is a lot of them. I've watched, Sean Connery and Roger Moore, and even the Dalton one, and all the way through, and even that weird guy, and even Pierce Brosnan, that skinny weakling. I've watched them all. Daniel Craig is the only one in that group who looks like he will kill you. He will put a gun to your head and he will fucking murder you. That's James Bond. James Bond is a murderer. Go look at the etymology. Go to look at the original James Bond, how it was written. The dude drinks and he murders. Yes, that's James Bond. That's Daniel Craig. He's the best James Bond. The new Casino Royale, maybe the best spy movie, period. Like, period. So dope. Since then, he's kind of mailed it in. But anyway, software piracy also remains a lingering issue, with free versions of flagship software from the likes of Microsoft and Adobe doing the rounds in the darkest corners of the internet. Not only would this deprive businesses of revenue they need to innovate, but there's also a cost to users, considering those files can often be, that's the key, addled with malware. If you're on a PC, don't download free. Don't rip software, dude. Pay for it. If you got a MacBook, in some cases, now it better not be one that touches your crypto. Don't download free software, dude. Pay for it. Pay for it. Pay for the license. People have to work there too. Right? Don't be cheap. The most expensive software is not that expensive. You can lease most of it and just use it while you need it. Don't stop. Stealing software will get your other shit stolen. How about that? Jimmy James, since you know people at Engrave, any idea? God, man, good side note. I talk to Ruben about once every 2 weeks. I always say hi. He's like, it's close, it's close, it's close. I'm waiting for mine. I am putting my stuff on an Engrave. So I'm with you. I'll reach out to Ruben today, Jimmy, and try to figure out what's going on. They're still frustrated because they get a lot of their parts from Belgium. I think it's Belgium or Denmark. No, Denmark. And I guess there is an integral piece that's not shipping out of Denmark because they're having these rolling lockdowns. Anyway, okay. Let me continue. Taking back control. Piracy and counterfeiting may very well be issues that take generations to solve, but as our world becomes increasingly digital, NFTs can serve as a valuable weapon in the quest for authenticity. Many law-abiding consumers end up coming into contact with fake items and bootleg content without even knowing it. That's because many online shopping systems fail to provide customers with clear proof of ownership. See, this is the key: proof of ownership, chain of custody, provenance. What works in art may work for real-world goods. Remember, you can apply a non-fungible token as a certificate of ownership, as a certificate of authenticity, right? And that can follow a real-world item. And then you can have it where it's not a legal sale, until it's been affected on some distributed ledger, right? So this can have a knock-on effect that should that person want to sell an item to someone else in the future, they could track it. Cool. Euquid has developed a new protocol known as NFTD, a smart supermarket system for digital products that's powered by non-fungible tokens. Every seller in the marketplace, as well as the items they have to offer, are identified through the use of a unique token ID, with buyers receiving verifications of their ownership as soon as the transaction is completed. That's kind of cool. A vast array of items can be sold through this marketplace, including poetry, novels, movies, videos, photographs, and sound recordings. Other digital products, including software, computer software, antivirus protection, games, top-up subscriptions, and gift cards are also available. An array of cryptocurrencies can be used to make a purchase, along with DeFi payments methods that are already supported by the Euquid system. So cool to Euquid. Euquid's approach could also inject certainty in the process of buying gift cards online, an experience that can be otherwise fraught with risk. Yes, be careful when you buy gift cards. Be careful when you validate them. Be careful. Don't listen. When they let you create passwords, don't use passwords you're familiar with, especially for gift cards. Where it says suggest a password? I click suggest a password and it gives me that stupid, crazy number. And then I change the last couple of digits, right? Because if you use passwords you're familiar with and they pilfer one of your machines and they get your stuff, they're going to get all your stuff. It doesn't take long to go through your email and figure it all out. Okay, simplifying the process. One of the platform's top priorities is also ensuring that NFTs are easy to use for consumers. The world of cryptocurrency and non-fungible tokens can sometimes be exceedingly difficult for newcomers to get their heads around, as evidenced by how Kings of Leon had to extend the sales window for their new tokenized album. To make a purchase, a buyer simply needs to ensure they have a Euquid account. Okay, this is kind of an ad for Euquid, but anyway, the NFT protocol is fueled by Euquid, a utility token on the Binance Smart Chain. First warning, first alarm bell. Ming, ming, ming. But that doesn't mean anything. A lot of people went to Binance because they didn't have a choice, because working with Ethereum is ridiculous. It's impossible, because Ethereum is a dumpster fire. And apparently they have no desire to fix anything. Vitalik, big-headed fucking tard. You're doing nothing, dude. The worst thing that ever happened to the world was Vitalik got rich. That dude is so fucking lazy now. His head's still big. He's still processing all those transactions in his brain. He's still thinking all these really, really amazing things. He's just not doing anything. Quit going on tours, quit giving lectures, and fix your fucking shitty platform, Vitalik. Jesus, man. Anyway, so there's an exodus to Binance, to Near, to Polkadot, maybe even to Cardano at some point, if there's ever any actual functionality. Yeah, I said it. Oh, the Alonso's coming. Where is it? Testnet. Okay, where is it? No, any day. Okay, cool. Well, it's April now. So where the fuck is it? No, you just wait. All right. With a fully functional platform now live, the crypto-powered brand now has its sights set on bringing NFTs closer to everyday life. Great. Cool for Euquid. Okay, so remember, take from this that non-fungible tokens and artwork and layups and NBA top shots and UFC knockouts and all that kind of stuff is just the tiniest little bit. The whole market of artwork, which is cool, it's great, and the whole space of licensing, and then you get bigger and you say, well, what about counterfeiting and anti-counterfeiting and product tracking and all this kind of stuff? It starts to expand, and you start to realize that non-fungible tokens, right, non-copy or unique tokens can be applied to any real-world item, physical or otherwise. Cool, right? Wojtek, do you know anything about the Octopus Network? They're working with Near. I read something yesterday. Maybe it'll mention it in this article. I have an article about, do I have the Near article? Near is doing a lot of cool stuff. Near, by the way, is launching on Bitfinex. Near is launching on Bitfinex. Keep it in mind. Okay. So I don't have anything specific about Octopus, but I did read an article. I just don't know enough about it to talk with any authority. Yes. I'm very excited about Near. Whoa. Okay. Let's go to the next article. In bullish report. I like this. It almost sounds Russian. In bullish report, Bloomberg predicts 400,000 Bitcoin price in 2021. Ты понимаешь, что я говорил? Да. Хорошо. In its latest monthly crypto outlook report, Bloomberg outlined the rising Bitcoin adoption. Oh, let me stop. You guys probably think I'm the guy that runs Celsius, that scammy lending platform that's completely insured, where all the assholes start these crazy fucking psychopath rooms in Clubhouse, like they're Scientologists. Jesus fucking Christ, what's wrong with people? Anyway, okay, carry on. In the latest monthly crypto outlook report, Bloomberg outlined the rising Bitcoin adoption tide with some bullish sentiment. Yeah, it's a dumpster. It's a truckload. Доброе утро, как дела? Хорошо. Спасибо. On April 6th, Bloomberg released an April edition of its monthly crypto outlook in which it outlined bullish narratives around Bitcoin and the burgeoning industry surrounding it. The report was notably bullish, particularly as it came from a reputable legacy firm in the financial and media industry. Here are some of the highlights. Bitcoin fills the digital reserve asset need in low yield world. Yes, I feel like there's some indirect object pronouns missing, but whatever. Okay. Adoption iterations for Bitcoin have entered into a unique state of human nature that supports the crypto's ascent in our view. Money managers reluctant to cross the Rubicon and allocate real quick. If you're a money manager, and I know that true money managers probably don't listen to this kind of nonsense, right? They wouldn't listen to this stuff. But maybe they should, because if you manage money and you don't at least understand the crypto space and you can't at least explain Bitcoin, you are so on the shelf that you're like when grandpa can't be trusted to drive and the state takes his license. You're that guy. If you don't at least understand Bitcoin right now, get out of the money business. You're not responsible enough. Shit, not even that. You don't have the ability to maintain fiduciary responsibility. You can't be trusted. You are a fucking retard. Oh, Bitcoin. What is this Bitcoin stuff? I believe in blockchain, not Bitcoin. Get the fuck out of here. These money managers, these old, tired motherfuckers, you know what they're doing? They're used to making free money. Why? They get issued early issue, pre-IPO stock. They get in on companies they already know have a path to an exit. And they go in and they skin it in between the people that have the real entrepreneurs that have imagined these companies. They get in the middle, and then they sell it to the rest of the world, and they just collect a yield. And then they short companies naked that they shouldn't, because no one ever goes against them. That's why what happened with GameStop is so stupid, but also so good. It's stupid because GameStop's a shitty company. So anybody's like, well, I thought GameStop was going to go up because of its underlying. Fuck you. You didn't. You knew it was a naked short position because you worked at a financial firm. You guys know that? The dude that led the short, he worked at a finance firm. He had insider knowledge. How that motherfucker is not in jail, I will not even know. He went out and basically galvanized a bunch of angry YOLOers with 15 to 50 bucks to their name and got them to throw their rent checks because they're not paying rent because of this forbearance bullshit. He got all these ignorant assholes to pour their money in and go against this short. Yeah, it worked out for him. You guys realize when he was testifying in Congress, he said, oh, I do apologize for all the people that lost money. Yeah, because GameStop is a fucking dumpster fire. It's a shitty company, you dumbass. He enticed all these people. Well, why is no one going after him? Why is no one slitting his throat? Because they only lost $100, $800, $3,000, whatever. They didn't lose enough to make the difference. Now, he blew up some hedge funds. They deserve to lose because they were greedy fucks and they were cheating. You can't short something without being on the hook for it. You have to borrow it. You can't naked short. You have to borrow it. Quid pro quo. I borrow the shares, I sell them, I buy them back on the cheap, or I buy them back on the expensive. They got nuked. They deserved it. That dude who made all that money, he's a fucking snake, every bit as bad as these other dudes. I believe in GameStop. Shut the fuck up. You don't believe in GameStop because you sold it. That's how he booked those profits. You guys realize that, right? The guy who believes in GameStop sold it because he believes so much. Oh, I bought back in. Yeah, dummy. After it, came down from like $400 or $500 down to like $20 again. Did you buy back in? The fuck out of here, man. Anyway, I digress. Bitcoin fills the digital reserve asset need in low yield world. Adoption iterations for Bitcoin have entered a unique state of human nature that supports the crypto's ascent in our view. Money managers reluctant to cross the Rubicon and allocate at least a small portion of funds may be at risk as Bitcoin simply does more of the same, advancing in price amid unprecedented low interest rate and elevated equities. You know who explains this best? This is where we go to MicroStrategies. We go to Michael Saylor. Michael Saylor explains this space the best. He goes through and explains that you don't ever actually own anything. And because you don't, no matter where you put your money, pretty much, if it ain't in Bitcoin, you're just going to get punished, right? I would say in the crypto space, it's not fair to just say all of your money must be sitting in Bitcoin all the time. But when you look at gold, fail. When you look at dollars, devaluation. When you look at bonds, fail. Negative real interest rates because you apply inflation. Even though inflation isn't giant, it's enough to make the whole entire bond space negative. Why are you going to loan someone money and pay them to take it? Doesn't even make any damn sense. Negative interest rates are the weirdest thing. And everybody's like, why would you do that? Well, you do that because most of the people trading these bonds and these notes, these debt notes, are just looking to trade them. They're looking to trade them to somebody else. Remember, as the yield goes up, the price of the bond goes down. Those are inversely correlated. Anyway, that gets into a bond market discussion, and today is not the day for that. The record low yields across the global economic environment have played a major role in Bitcoin adoption over the past year, and more investors are starting to take note. Bloomberg also highlighted the dichotomy between the recent performance of Bitcoin against the performance of gold. Indicators point to rising Bitcoin to gold ratio. Yeah, dummy, because gold hasn't done anything. Gold has not tracked inflation. And Bitcoin has smoked inflation. So, duh. Why would you buy gold? It's a dead trade. Anyway, in addition to plenty of maturation potential for nascent Bitcoin, I don't know. I guess you can call Bitcoin nascent. The crypto has clear edge that should further pressure its volatility versus gold's. Bitcoin's supply is fixed. Mainstream adoption, higher prices are increasing depth, which suppresses volatility and risk measures. Also, because it's usually in deep contango, meaning that the forward-looking month contract seems to always be priced mostly higher than the current month contract. You have people that buy the physical and sell the futures contract against it and basically grab anywhere between 18 and 22% yield every single time they do it. Every time. If you guys don't understand what's going on, it's kind of silly. All right. Bitcoin replacing old guard gold is more sudden than gradual. Well, not sudden, 12 years in a row. Is that sudden? There's only 1 or 2 years of it. This isn't sudden. It's not like you woke up. What are you, Rip Van Winkle? You went to bed in 2009. You woke up in 2021. Oh my God. Come on, man. The only people that didn't see this coming saw this coming. Nouriel Roubini saw this coming. Even he's admitting he might be wrong on Bitcoin. His name is Dr. Death. He's a genius, by the way. He says some crazy stuff, but Nouriel Roubini's not a dummy. He's one of the sharper minds in the space. Same thing with Michael Burry. He says, I don't really understand why Bitcoin's doing what it's doing, but I wouldn't short it. Right? He doesn't believe in it because he doesn't understand it, but he admits that he doesn't understand it. Why? Because these guys don't realize the value of exit. You know who does? Andreas Antonopoulos. He's been preaching the value of exiting the system, exiting your currency, taking your, you can do two things, he says. When you see something that's wrong, you can raise your voice. And if that doesn't work, you can exit. There's a lot of value in that statement. Anyway, the adage that money flows to where it's treated best describes what we're seeing as firming underpinnings for the price of Bitcoin. It's not necessarily bearish for gold, which is backing into layers of support between 1,700 an ounce, but most indicators show a shifting global tide that favors the nascent digital currency as a reserve asset. They like to say nascent. They get the word nascent in as often as they can because it makes them sound like they're really in on it. The nascent digital asset. Okay, we get it. You read stuff. because you said nascent twice in one paragraph. Ooh, I should give you my money to invest. Gonna put me in some annuities that pay 1% a year? The fuck out of my inbox. Digital versus analog, Bitcoin's upper hand. Bitcoin's relationship to gold is similar to 2016 when the metal peaked just below 1,400 an ounce and the crypto launched towards the 2017 peak. A key difference this time is that Bitcoin is rising in value and less speculative. I don't know if it's less speculative. I just think there's more people with greater assets speculating. I continue. Underpinned by greater adoption is the world's it was the world's largest automaker by market cap. Well, okay, dial that back. The world's largest automaker by any measure other than market cap is not Tesla, right? Tesla's a cult. Don't like the largest automaker. What do they make? 6 cars a year? Get off the gas. Announcing the diversification of some of its equity wealth into the crypto that allowed Bitcoin to breach 40,000 resistance. No, Tesla made that announcement because that same morning, first of all, you guys know that Tesla announcement was made 2 weeks early because the Chinese government was actually looking into reports that Tesla has not only unsafe business practices and their facilities are unsafe in China, but that they're turning out shoddy cars. You know that, right? That whole story was quashed. Not really quashed. It just frailed under. That's why they came out with that announcement, that very sudden, we bought $1.5 billion worth of Bitcoin announcement. It was 2 hours after the Chinese government leveled accusations at them for putting out crappy cars. Go do some research. Don't think that Elon Musk gives 2 fucks about crypto. Dude doesn't give a shit about crypto. He doesn't give a shit about Bitcoin. They did it to dodge. They did it to dodge embarrassment. Elon's the smartest man. You know what? He might be. Because everybody was like, Elon is our God. You dummies, your fucking laser eyes. You fucking idiots. Look past the fucking tree right in front of you. There's a whole forest of bullshit going on. Still, though, good for Bitcoin. Cool. Okay. The report also highlighted on-chain analytics that show the supply of Bitcoin on exchanges is continuing to decrease. Yes, we talked about that earlier, despite bullish price action, which is opposite of the trend observed during the 2017 bull cycle. Few signs of Bitcoin holders looking to sell. This is true. People aren't really selling Bitcoin. And I'm going to be honest with you. I'm not selling calls anymore. I'm uncomfortable with it. I am not feeling like selling calls and getting called out of my Bitcoin. So yeah, markets are about buyers versus sellers, and Bitcoin risks leaning. Let me see. Not to mention Chinese government Yeah. God, everybody thinks Tesla. Elon Musk walks on water. Elon Musk is great. He's awesome for humanity. He's a terrible businessman. All right, markets are about buyers versus sellers, and business. Bitcoin risks lean toward further price appreciation if the amount of the crypto readily available to trade is a guide. Our graphic depicts the percentage of Bitcoin held on exchanges well below the peak from 2020, which marked a selling extreme. The pattern in this data set from Coinmetrics suggests that Bitcoin price will gain elevated risk of sellers dominating buyers when the amount of crypto held on the exchanges exceeds the previous high. That's what happened around the price in 2017. Okay, what are they saying? Well, if tons of Bitcoin goes to the exchange, people are more likely to sell than buy. Goes the other way. You get it. Okay. Another noteworthy highlight from the report was the expectation from Bloomberg that Bitcoin was on a similar path in 2013, 2017, mining subsidy having bull cycles, pointing to a price of $400,000 for the asset. The logarithmic, seemingly programmatic price action of Bitcoin over the years has investors salivating in the current no-yield economic environment. Listen, if Bitcoin was banking 10%, 12%, 15% years, the whole world would still be in Bitcoin. You realize that, right? Bitcoin's been doing 200% year on year for 12 years. Yeah, almost 12. So, no. More than 12. 12 and 2 months and change. So if 12 to 15% would entice you, hell, 4.5%, 5% in the junk bond market entices investors. That's all you got to pay to get people to go into junk bonds. And those are companies with a 50% chance of bankruptcy. So if people are buying 4.5%, if they're buying junk, and then you look over and you see Bitcoin, you're like, Jesus, at 200% year on year, if I took 5% of my portfolio and it was doing 200% year on year, then let's do some quick math. 5 becomes 15, becomes 45. In 3 years, it's bigger than your entire portfolio. A 5% allocation. A 5% allocation in 3 years makes it bigger than your entire everything else that you've got. Bitcoin, rhyme with 2013, 17 peaks, about 400,000. And let me go into this. The technical outlook for Bitcoin in 2021 remains strongly upward if patterns repeat. And this is coming from, by the way, Bloomberg. You guys realize how bad Bloomberg hates. Oh, they hate to admit this. They have crapped on crypto since the beginning. They're almost as bad as Forbes, but not quite, because there are at least a few people left at Bloomberg that have math skills. And at Forbes, they whistled bye-bye to intelligence long ago. The technical outlook for Bitcoin in 2021 remains strongly upward if patterns persist or repeat. Common comparisons for strong annual rallies in the firstborn crypto, low volatility and halvings are aligned favorably. Our graphic depicts Bitcoin on similar ground as the roughly 55x gain in 2013 and 15x gain in 2017 to reach price extremes akin to those years in 2021. The crypto would approach 400,000. Based on the regression since 2011 high in September, 180-day volatility on the crypto about matched the all-time low from October 2015 from that month's average price. Bitcoin increased a little over 50x to its peak in 2017. So what did all that blabbering mean? There is a chance, a better than not good chance, that the Bitcoin is heading towards 400K. This year. Wake up, peeps. Think about where your money is. Don't be stupid. Okay, Mary Snape, what's going on? Good to see you. Good to see you. Welcome. Joe Pirate, Megapack, what up? Crypto Newbie, welcome to the team. Crypto Gamer 420, Solid Gold, again, good to see you. Lost Sandwich, where will I find you? The Cluster, good to see you. Ocean Dawn. Okay, let me make sure I haven't forgotten anyone. Obviously, P. Kelly, Jared, Sylvia, if now Grant's Artist, make sure I didn't. Oh, Rocky, of course, Rocky. All right, let me just look at prices. It's a down day. Everything's down. Kind of like who cares? Let me refresh the screen so we get some real numbers. We got the Bitcoin 56.6, $2,000 Ethereum. Good, it broke back over 2,000. Polkadot, it's up above 40. Even though it's down, it's up above 40. That's pretty dope. Cardano, $1.21. Cool. Frazad, good to see you. Only been getting the nightly one with Leroy. Oh, yeah. So this is the morning one, but you can watch it anytime you want. Luis Kionda, you can watch it whenever you want because, YouTube, Theta, we're trying to, the day behind, we put the next one up. Theta, speaking of Theta, it's $12.67. It's working its way back up. It's all green, one of the few all green tokens. Filecoin, $1.43, sold off quite a bit. By the way, if you trust CoinList, which I do not, they have 21% staking opened until April 19th. You can stake your Filecoin and you can get 21%. The problem is I don't trust CoinList because CoinList is a fucking dumpster fire and they blow everything that they do. They shit it. I'm not putting 1 cent on CoinList. And I actually have very little respect for the people at Casper Labs that ran their quasi-ICO kind of thing through CoinList. Because if you're that negligent to let those idiots handle your ICO, I don't really trust anybody at Casper Labs to manage a mainnet. They can't even manage fucking coin sale. So, yeah. Coty, I'm interested in. Rocky, Cody, Bondley, I'm interested in. I don't know enough about the other ones. I don't know, man. I'm worn out from Cardano news and know where's the cowbell. I'm worn out, dude. Oh, the birds, the this, that. I'm worn out. No more Cardano news until it's something real. Great. Price went up. The price goes down. I don't give a shit. I love listening to Charles. I like the way he thinks. He's an awesome individual. He's got a good heart, it seems like. But I'm over it, dude. No more fucking news. Release smart contracts, motherfucker, or shut the fuck up. I'm over it. Do something. Same thing. This goes for the Polkadot. Do something. You know, you guys know that meme with like the sad face. It's like and he's like poking Bitcoin. Like, do something. Do something. Polkadot, fucking Gavin, do something instead of just pushing it off. People at Ethereum, fucking do something. You know the only buddy who's doing something? The only one, Near. They're the only one actually doing something. Everybody else, in a minute, fuck you, man. In a minute, get the fuck out of here. In a minute, no. Polkadot, do something. Ethereum, do something. Cardano, do something. Cosmos, hey, why don't you fucking do something? If you're a protocol layer, Avalanche, cool news blurbs, bro. Why don't you fucking do something? The only one doing something is Near. No one else is actually doing something. I don't know, man. And I will give it to Binance Smart Chain, even though it's neither smart nor safe. They're at least doing something. So I'll give it to Sleazy CZ. You may be a crook and a thief and probably end up in a Chinese jail being a non-compliant organ donor. But you know what? At least you're fucking doing something. So that's it. Good for you, dude. Good for you. You're actually solving a problem. So to that, I tip my hat. I cannot like someone but respect them. I do not really like CZ, but I respect the work ethic. He's actually doing something. Everybody else talks about it. He's fucking doing it. How is it that he could do all this and no one else could get it done? Oh, well, it's not as secure. It's not. Oh, bull fucking shit. CZ can get it done. Go over to Binance. $1 exchange fees. $1. You do the same transaction on Ethereum, it costs you $500. Get the fuck out of here, man. Anyway, Theta, guess what? Theta's actually doing something. That's why they're all green. Theta's actually moving the needle. They're not telling you they're going to do it. Yes, they did put off their mainnet launch, but you know what? They're still providing a service right now, this second. You can use Theta right now, this second. This second. Many people are, because Theta's doing something. Everybody else talking about it. Filecoin, guess what? You could do something, even though the graph's it's not being kind. It moved too far, too fast. You could argue. It's doing something. VeChain. I don't know what VeChain's doing. Price is going up. And if that's all you have to do, then a lot of these tokens are doing great. But VeChain's not doing anything. They rolled out their mainnet. Main what? No one's using VeChain. No one is using VeChain. Everybody talk about it. No one's actually using it. Cosmos. No one's using it. They're talking about it. We might use Cosmos. We might do all the bull crap. Holochain. Holochain's interesting. They're actually doing something. They're shipping these routers, kind of a new way to do like a mesh network, internet kind of thing. Kind of cool. I'm going to keep my $200 worth of Holochain tokens and see where it goes. I'm not selling you guys out. I might even get one of those stupid router things. It'll look dumb. All these fucking rubes holding it. Hey, check it out. Shut up, dude. Chili's. What's funny is Chili's is actually doing something. Their coin is getting crushed, but they're actually doing something. They're launching fan tokens. People are excited. They're incentivizing behavior in the community. Chili's is one that I like. I'm going to hold. I'm not selling. And I don't have a giant position. It's a tiny position, but I like it. And I think fan tokens make sense. Engine, they're doing something. Mana, you can buy it. You can burn it. You can build land in Decentraland. It's an imaginary universe. If that's cool, then cool. They're doing something. Graph token. Graph token is doing a lot of stuff. You can use it now, and you're going to be able to use it a lot better in about the next 6 weeks. Graph token's doing something. It's 1.5. It's like it's not a surface layer. It's not a protocol, but it's just above that infrastructure layer. Wind token. Well, the only thing they're doing is going straight down. However, they've had a pretty good year so far. And you know what? Tron's a dumpster fire, dude. Everything they do is a scam. Same thing with Flare. Everything they do is a scam. Doesn't matter. Wind token. I don't know how how few of dollars I've got in it, but I'm going to keep it because this is part of an experiment I told you about yesterday. IOST, it reached 6 cents yesterday. It, of course, gave all that back, as most of the coins gave back their gains from yesterday. Flow's actually doing something. They're a protocol layer, but they're actually doing something. NBA Top Shots and all this other kind of stuff. They're not just promising it, they're doing it. 1 inch, you can use 1 inch. Staking is up to 6%. The governance staking. Are you going to get rich off 1 inch? Well, probably not. But do you want to have exposure to it? Well, yes. If you use a product and that product is functional, then it makes sense to maybe have a little stake in it. Will it move faster than Bitcoin? That I don't know. I'm at a crossroads with 1 inch. I'm at a crossroads. Me personally, it's not a big position for me because I just don't trust DeFi, but it is something that I have been kind of going back and forth with, which is this money that should be sitting in Bitcoin? And the answer is probably TBK. I like TBK because it's a protocol layer, but you know what's cool? They have licensing figured out better than Flow. So it's a risky one. It would be a tiny position. It's got a low market cap, less than $1 billion. I like it. Origin, man, if you're okay with volatility, you're okay with Origin. This thing will make you rich and poor in the same 6 hours. It's like Texas weather. If you don't like it, give it a minute. It'll change. Tiny market cap, really cool what they're doing. They're even messing with some NFT action. Jake Paul, he's doing some NFTs through Origin. Cool, I guess. I don't really care about Jake Paul or his boxing career, and I don't. But you know what? A lot of people seem to. So cool. Am I still bullish on TBK? Yes, I am bullish on TBK. And I'll probably keep adding anywhere. My original buy-in price was like 68 or 69 cents. So I'm just going to keep adding little bits. I'm not going to go heavy into it. It's a 1.5 to 2% position, but depends on what your 1.5 or 2% is. Right? All right. Stormix. Stormix I like. And I will be adding. I like the idea of gamifying the use of credit cards and debit cards. I know that sounds stupid, but it's tickled my fancy. Fetch. I'm still very bullish on. It's one of the most bullish. There's certain things I won't sell. I'll only buy. Near. Well, Bitcoin. Near, Fetch, Singularity Net. Will not sell, period. Future. Look at those market caps. Look how juicy they are. Barely half a billion. Okay. Audius. It's had a tough week. But you know what? 3 weeks ago it was $1. You're still up 200 and change percent. 157. Okay, 157% on the month. Still pretty good. Near, it's my friend to the end. They're the only protocol layer actually functional. Everybody else can talk all their shit. Yeah, we're big, we're giant, we're fat, we're this, we're that. And by the way, this market cap is wrong. It's 2 billion, not 200 million, but Near is actually doing stuff. Near is getting listed on Bitfinex. Near, I think, is going to do quite well. You ignore Near, do it your own. You do so at your own peril. Rally. Why is Rally cool? Well, influencer tokens make sense to me. Probably not to everyone, but to me, it makes sense. I will continue to buy Rally. Probably I'll buy it up to $1.30, $1.50. So we'll see. What's the market cap? Basically dust. Even with the lockups, it's not that much. There's a 12-month lockup, a 6-month lockup, and a 40-day lockup. I will probably try to play that through Gate with one of their 3x short positions. I'll probably try to short it like a 3x short on the eve of the unlock just to play that sell-off, or maybe a couple of days before, but only with a tiny amount because it's 3x. But I do want to play that. I'm going to play each of those lockups. That's another thing Gate's cool about. They allow you some of those leverage plays. AR Weave. This is my secret weapon. I shall not speak of it. I don't have one position built yet. Not the way I want. I really like the ecosystem they are building. And if you believe in Polkadot, then you would lean towards AR. Anyway, go take a look and tell me you're not impressed. And you might not be impressed. I am impressed. All right, that's it. Let's call it a day. Great. Boy, this one ran long. That was not the intention. All right. Let's see. Okay, cool. Let's call it a day. Don't do anything my drunk, poor, insolvent, strung out of meth, super high on crack grandmother wouldn't do. And, she is yesterday she was drunk and that hangover. So she did a bunch of lewds and then she did a bunch of meth early on that jacked her back up. And then she wanted to bring it down a notch. She's just trying to glide today. You know what I'm saying? She's a glide today.
Hey, this is the Prophet with Nick Black. It's time to chit chat. You know nothing about blockchain. We here to fix that. You want the news on them new stocks? This where you get it. Go and grab you a nice chair. It's time to sit back and talk to Prophet. Hey, you talking to the Prophet? Hey. We talking condos and nice clothes and driving Lambos. I remember them night codes, we couldn't stand those. We tried to drive on them house roads, but had to stay low. Now there's solutions to hard bills we couldn't pay for. I talked to Prophet to get some profit, we couldn't change the top. If it's a stock and I need a cop it, I wait for him to drop it. Ain't no option, let's get it popping. We chilling in the trap. I need some crypto, put it in my pocket by any means I rock. This is the Prophet with Nick Black. It's time to chit chat. You know nothing about blockchain, we here to fix that. You want the news on them new stocks, this where you get that. So go and grab you a nice chair. It's time to sit back and talk to Prophet. Hey, you talking to the Prophet. Hey, you talking to the Prophet.